Well, dear friends, today, Monday, September the 15th, this time, let me take 25 minutes introducing our machine and their products using in every field of our life. For the spring machine, make their products using in every field of our life. Firstly, let me introduce myself. This is our basic information, and this is our factory catalog. We will attend annually, every year we will attend Guangzhou International Spring Industry Exhibition, Guangzhou International Mental Precision Equipment Fair every early in the summer, early week of summer. This is my basic information. Our brand, Guangjin Spring Machine, this is our brand, and we are manufactured since 2005, and I'm a baker, export sales manager, my WhatsApp, my WeChat. We are mid-sized CNC spring machine manufacturer. Over 20 years experience with total staff, 23 total staff for the size, and with our machine including the spring coiling machine and the spring forming machine. This is my key profile, key information for you build a contact with us. If you or your team have a planning, come and visit South China. You can take 2 or 3 hours, come to our factory to check our machine, to bring along with your samples. This is my basic information. And this is our catalog. This is our catalog for our machines, including the forming machine and the coiling machine, feeding wire for different feeding wire and using fields. So the machine, for example, this machine made different wire bending or wire forming products, including the springs, are widely used in every field of our life. For example, as the industrial spring, automobile industry, transportation equipment, mining machinery, industrial instrument, test instrument, and science and technology research instrument, sports products, sports equipment, stationery, household, and the kitchen. For example, the hooks. For the automobile industry, I'll show you the automobile industry. The springs. Check a picture telling. Okay, this is our catalog. Every year, we attend Guangzhou International Mental Precision Industry. This, let me show you along. Let me show you along. Today, September the 15th, Monday. for our machines. This the workshop for a spring forming machine, assembly workshop. For this cameras 10 or 11 axes. This one for the wire 0.3 max to 1.6 millimeter. And this one for the heavy duty for 0.3 to 8 millimeter. Have the products using in many fields. Let me show you the samples made by this machine. The samples made by this machine. The agriculture lake time lectures. The agriculture lake time lectures for harvester for strawberry. And the samples usually or mostly the wire 4 to 8 millimeter, different shape, different machine, agriculture machinery, but we all call them lake time lectures for harvester, for strawberry, for corrector. This agriculture purpose lake time lectures by this machine at production output rate 8 to 12 pieces per minute. 8 to 12 pieces per minute. So this machine or similar, we sold a lot of machine for the countries with huge, with a lot of grassland for the agriculture purpose. For example, a country like Poland, South Africa, Belarus, Russia, Turkey, Argentina, Brazil, South Africa, Australia, Argentina, Mexico, and the north part of China for the grassland, for the lake time lectures, for harvester, this one, agriculture purpose. And the next for the automobile, for sedan, for pickup, for trucks, for heavy load or mini cars. This just typical examples for a brake spring, for the wiper, for car seat self belt, for wiper, many fields. Also for the shock absorb or suspension spring using in electric scooter. This agriculture automobile industry springs, extension, pull spring, or torsion, double torsion springs for vehicles for automobile industry. The wire forming products. The wire forming products. The start, the ending. Close look. Close look. This we call it the teacup holder. One stop to make the whole one by coiling finger, by spinner, and by customized tools. So the one machine tools, including wire feeding tools and the products forming tools, to consist of whole set tools, wire forming tools, and the task wire feeding tools and the task forming tools. So this work panel, the slider, eight sliders. This machine 3 to 8 millimeter. So this one, we have at least 3 models for your children. If you send me a drawing, mostly we will give you 3 machine models for your comparing for your children, according to your budget level, according to the output rate, according to your expectation at setup, according to your present skill level or technical level. We will give you at least 3 models for you for make the comprehensive comparison. And the list bending presently the tools hang on the machine just for this the 8 millimeter 8 millimeter. Here's the bearing type tools, the coiling finger, the spinner tool, and the cutoff. So the spinner presently 12 axes for make this at least 8 to 12 pieces per minute. This carbon steel 8 millimeter. The camp ground nail, ground stick. Particularly, we can add to fix on a sharpening device to make it sharper at the starting site. To this useful the camp ground nail. This called the camp ground stick. This one by our machine at least 8 to 12 pieces per minute. Meanwhile, I show you some of the products made by some smaller machine smaller than this. This is the flat strip bending. The irregular torsion spring. This using a strapper for the packing industry, for packing machinery. Strap. This is a strap, a clamp. Belong to the irregular torsion spring. And the list one-stop wire forming products. The tools take special attention. Two groove. This groove at the tips less than semicircle. This arch less 180 degree. So the grooves bite the wire to drive it at mostly forward and sometimes backward. Driving the wire goes forward or backward. Feeding roller, we call this part the tool, one of the major tools, feeding roller. the tools, one of the tools. We call this one in spring forming machine. The manger. This is a small one. We have the bigger one for the thick wire. For larger wire, the manger will get its bigger. This manger or coil. And the coiling finger. This the coiling finger, special shape tools, raw material. We call to wire cutting into different purpose of the tools. This is the tool stick, and the material is tool steel. Tool steel material is tool stick. We call this one the tool stick. To customized, then go next, customized according to your task. The heavy, this is a heavy one, so the tool stick at different shape, for square, for rectangle. One more time, I show you the tools on the table, the tools on the table. Feeding roller tools, the guiding plate, the feeding roller, the guide plate, and the forming tools. This, the forming tools, the manger, the coiling finger, the special shape tools, the tool stick, the thick one. So this is the tools and the tool holder, the tool holder. So this is some of the examples of the tools. And show you the closer the products we ever made, ever orders, made different samples. This using in furniture industry, in sports, anti-vibration. For example, the high jump, mattress, sofa, furniture, suspension, anti-vibration spring. And the main machine, this is one of the machines, and the cam base in different stage. The cam base spring in different stage. So go next. This is my key contact information. You can get contact me by this directly or send me by email. We are manufactured 1 hour taxi ride from our factory to Guangzhou Canton Fair halls, or within 70 minutes from our factory to Guangzhou International Airport. We provide, if you are green hand for the machine coming, for a machine plan to buy, you can go with your engineer to build a team, come to our factory. We will provide you a span of 6 to 9 free using training at our workshop, at our factory. 6 to 9 days for the following buyer, free using training at our site. This machine, key parameters. One spinner, have one spinner or one servo sizer. Length is up to 13 axis. And the products: agriculture, automobile, lake time, strawberry, torsion, double torsion spring. For springtime, double time, mostly at 4 to 8 millimeter. For this, our machine using the key parts, components, and its brand, its quality level. For the best brand, for the best and the top brand in this field, for the key parts, for the key components. For example, the motor, we use Sayo, Japan. For operating system, Akuchi or Host. For wire feeding bearing, we use it SKF, Sweden, water top. This is our, we marked the name parts and the layer brand in our sales contact, in our sales performance invoice. If you are the first time, tips. It can be useful if you are first time trying to import purchase from GS. The key steps: we are middle sized, so most of our this one of our special. This for dental purpose, dental industry. Arch bending machine for stainless steel only. For stainless steel only. Round wire or rectangle or square wire, but the material for stainless steel only. For stainless steel only. Arch wire for the dental field. The nexus, some of the parameter equipment are necessary equipment using in spring making, wire forming making industry. For example, the heating furnace, the oil seal joint machine, and the high-frequency induction heating instrument. This one, heating furnace for compression spring mostly. For example, the ballpoint pen spring or key spring should go over procession by the heating furnace. This heating furnace, number one, heating furnace. Number two, oil seal joint machine. And high frequent constant force, high frequent induction heating machine. This one of them are in high frequent usage for spring making industry, especially on heating furnace. The structure, rear view structure of chemists know wire rotary spring forming machine. The work panel, servers, and the reducer. One server, one reducer to every handle. So one pair including servo motor and its reducer at rear of the work panel for every axis, every handle. Wire feeding, hold the heart of the machine. And at the chassis, the electric, the system pass, or select, control system mainboard, power supply, transformer, air switches, air contactor. Lineup of the cables and the wire. List for system parts, for electric parts, transformer, control system mainboard, the servers, power supply, and the control system mainboard. Front view, space occupation for this machine. Space occupation for this machine, and usually this machine go shipping by high tube container. High tube container. The wire decoil usually is like max load 1 metric ton or 1.5 metric ton, 1,500 kilogram or 1,000 kilogram. Max loadable according to different models. These are same in the same series. Usually go ocean by high tube container. For agriculture, make lake time mass production. For automobile, brake spring or accelerator spring, clutch spring, wiper spring. The inside of chamber, inside of cabinet, including two main systems, wire rotary and wire feeding. And here's big gear driving type wire rotary. And the chassis for the operating system, for the power for electric related. standing, holding at the chassis. The mental procession, basic knowledge for the mental part, and is procession steps for the rough turning, tempering treatment, semi-finishing turning, mirroring, benchwork, high-frequent treatment. So our mental shift, sleeves and loads will go over strictly according to his requirement for the treatment for mental procession or for his surface treatment, heat treatment. We go over these steps according to the high quality requirements. Flat strip honeycomb hostel. Work panel for the heavy duty chemist with wire rotary spring forming machine. Basic model for the chemist, fast, set up easily. For the chem base, price competitive, also powerful, but with requirements, with high requires on the operator's skill level. And the compression spring machine. We have 2 axis, 4 axis, and 6 axis spring coiling machine. Wire rotary spring forming machine. And the products. Some of the regular or typical samples. So our machine made products using in every field of our life. For the automobile, for the sports, for the stationery, for the industrial machinery, mining machinery, science and technology, research, for medical purpose. For example, the dental arch wire, the guide wire goes into the stomach or the lung for small wire, guide wire spring, guide wire. For medical arch wire, for ballpoint pen, for oil seal spring, for slant spring using in electric vehicles, charging station, or recharging battery connected parts made of copper. This one. Now friends, my dear friends, next time you come with your team, come to South China, you can spare 2 or 3 hours, come to our factory, bring along with your samples. Our machine processes the wire along the wire flat strip for regular and smooth at the surface along the wire or rectangle square wire. And the material could be the iron, the panel wire, stainless steel, copper, bronze, aluminum, and many other alloys for the long wire for the flat strip. Surface at the smooth at the surface, regular. No fixture on the surface. This is one of our special for foot precision conveyor belt. I like the whole set. This one, the whole set for flat strip or for long conveyor belt, for flat honeycomb horseshoe, also for long wire traditional conveyor belt. I link belt. This, please take a picture. Take a screen snap. For a flat strip, constant force. This page telling some examples the spring used inside in various types of cars, trucks, and automobile, for wiper, for trunk, for brake, for seat belt, for clutch, for accelerator, using side for springs. So the springs are widely used in many parts of the vehicles.